Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Grizzly's Cave. This is Grizzly Andrew, and I've got a very special guest with me today. This is actually another rare occasion where Grizzly goes mobile. But before I introduce my guest, I do want to remind the fans of the next NAW show. It'll be Winter Warfare, December the 13th, at the Nebo Community Center in Nebo, Kentucky. Doors will open at 6 p.m. The show will start at 7 p.m. Ticket prices are as follows: free for anyone ages 0 to 5, $5 for anyone ages, let's see, 6 to 12, and $8 for anyone ages 13 and up. It is a family friendly show. I promise, folks, you will not be disappointed. Concessions will be made available. And also, there will be a mall show on the 27th of December, and I believe that'll probably start about 6 p.m. because the last mall show that they had back in August started around that time. And I'll ask my guest here in just a second if it's going to be another free show.
No, 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 no.
It will not.
No.
Okay. Well, folks, you just now heard my guest. Without further ado, I had a chance to. I've known this man for a little over a year. He is the current Nightmare heavyweight champion. He is also a former bluegrass champion. He's a freaking daredevil when it comes to matches. This guy takes no prisoners. He is also a member of the Nightmares of Naw. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest at this time is none other than Nick Willis.
What up?
Nick, it is an honor and a pleasure to have you on Grizzly's Cave.
I'm just saying, but if you're gonna continue to build me up like that, you're going to introduce me every time for these matches. That's what it is. You get me goosebumps.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. You know, I'd be more than happy to do that. I'm sure I could do a lot better than y'all's manager, Slugger Jackson. So,
Hey now, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
my bad. Me and Slugger have some beef. He tried to charge me an ungodly amount and stuff just to come on the show and everything. So, you know, and he said some shit about me as well. So,
I mean, I completely understand. He's a bit of a douchebag, but I love him. So watch your tongue. Only I can talk shit.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll respect the boundaries and all that because I definitely don't want to get beat up and stuff on my own podcast. So,
Well,
but
I mean,
but go ahead, buddy.
no, I was just saying. I mean, I hand out ass whoopings.
I've seen them ass whoopings. What
So-
whether ground level or if they're from 20 feet up in the air or 30 feet up in the air. So
hey, sometimes you gotta jump on some bitches.
yes, sir. Um, so Nick, I don't really have a set format for the show. I'm sure you've listened to some of the previous episodes. I'm definitely not like RF video or kayfabe commentaries and stuff. So I'm gonna give you the floor, and you can tell the listeners how you got started in the business, how long you've been in the business, who trained you, etc. You just take as much time as you need, and then I'll eventually chime in.
Oh man, I came in 2012 with the platinum standard Nick Depp. We formed Flight Club. We took the wrestling world by storm. And I was trained by the World Wrestling Alliance, Chris and Ray Waddell, Alexander Knight, Jordan Roadkill Whitaker. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still love those guys. I mean, there's some bad blood, but I still love those guys. More like a love hate relationship, but you know how it is. But what you got for me, doggy?
Hmm. You mentioned Nick Depp. Now you two had a match here at back at that mall show in August, isn't that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There definitely seemed to be some bad blood. I guess involving you supposedly knocking down his girlfriend Mercy. Did that actually happen?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not going out there to play. I'm going out there to hurt people and win. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm your world heavyweight champion.
I wasn't there for when you won the belt, but congratulations on
Well,
that.
thank you. Thank you.
And I wasn't there at the most recent show, but it's rather ironic. The guy that you beat for the belt, who I've also had on the cave, for a couple of other episodes, Justin Stahl. He's now
Yeah.
aligned himself with the Nightmares. What the hell's going on there?
There's always an inside game. Always.
Um, he said some stuff about Slugger Jackson. I mean, how did Slugger take this?
He's not happy. He's
Mm,
not happy. But at the same time, he's understanding the story we're going.
mm. Any update on him with his suspension or how his back injury is doing or anything? Or
Well, about his back is as strong as an ox. I mean, suspension, man, we own the company. That's not suspension. That's vacation time. Full paid. Come on now. I mean, NAWE, we won the company from that JC Flash dude. Who else was it? Outlaw Coy Daniels? And that one mask guy.
mm,
Yeah. Screw them. Anywho, yeah, we own that. So how's he suspended when he's on vacay?
honestly, that's been a big question. I've been trying to figure out and stuff. I mean, I'm a peon amateur podcaster, but even that doesn't it's not adding up. Maybe there was a clause in the contract that he didn't read or something whenever he signed. I don't know, but I'm sure he's paying a lot of money for his lawyers to get that situated. So,
Oh yeah, he's the brains. Trust me, he reads every little word from paragraph to detail. He even looks in on the other side of it to see what's going to hurt and what's going to help. He knows what he's doing. That's my dude.
um, I'll get back to him and get back to the Nightmares here in a little bit. But um, I've told you this off the record, but I'll say this on the record too. My favorite match that I've ever seen you in, it was September of last year at a NAL show, and it was a match between you and Casanova, Caden Oliver. Hands down, my favorite match still to this day. And don't get me wrong, NAL's had a lot of great matches since I've been with the promotion, but hands down, that's my favorite match, and that was one with you and Casanova. So
You're talking about the title match where that little bastard cheated, right?
actually, no, there was no title match at all. Uh, let's see, if I'm not mistaken, I think Rowdy Red had the Bluegrass title. Um,
Oh, you're talking before that. I'm sorry. When me and JC was beating the shit out of each other in the mall, he kind of beamed me a couple times. So most of my brain's not there at the moment.
no, you're good. I've seen the wars you've been in and stuff, so I totally get it. But hands down, man, that's my all time favorite match with you and Casanova. But you mentioned, well, actually, let me gear back. Now, how long have you been in the business?
I've been in business since 2012. I took like 2 or 3 years off at one point because I wasn't in the right state of mind. But I mean, yeah, it's been about 13 years.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 33.
Hell, I thought you were close to my age. I'll be 40 next month. Not saying you're an old man, but I thought you were closer to my age. Wow.
Nah, bruh, check it out. Like, I had to think about that for a minute. Like I said, I took too many headshots, so it's hard to keep up with some numbers here and there.
Oh my God. So is it a fair assessment to say that if you get into the business, it's better to start when you're young?
Oh yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah.
Um, let me ask you this. Now you mentioned WWA, so obviously you worked with them, and you currently work with NAL. Any other promotions that you've ever worked with?
I worked for CCW, DPW, TSW, UCW. Uh, I did ICW one time. I did a Mayhem show in Tennessee.
Mm.
I've done only Illinois for John Bach. Uh, yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm not too sure, but I think so.
So you pretty much just kind of stuck around Kentucky and that Illinois promotion. Do you ever go to Indiana? Were some of them promotions in Indiana?
Oh yeah. I worked
Okay.
at TCW, TCW,
Okay.
and I've worked at SNPW show a couple years back.
TCW, is that Total Chaos
Oh yes,
Wrestling?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. That's some
Okay.
good stuff over there too.
I've heard of them, but I've never seen a show. So
Oh man, you need to go. You
need,
need like, how about this? One night we grab Slugger, you two pass some shit up, and we go watch a show.
I'd be down with that, but he's going to have to cut down with his little tirades and his and all that.
I'll talk to him.
I said he'll need to cut it down. I mean, I'm not expecting him to be completely silent. That's doesn't seem to be his style, but
Yeah, he has a big mouth.
I'm gonna quote Justin Style because it's on one of the episodes. But Style said himself, for a guy that gets beat up a lot, Slugger Jackson likes to run his mouth off quite a bit. So
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
um,
Sometimes he writes some checks that his ass can't cash, but Nightmare's got his back. That's what we do.
well, with that money, he needs to buy himself a better blazer, though. In my opinion, but anyways, I don't. That's a very colorful jacket that he wears.
It
Uh,
is. It is.
Now, have you always been mainly a singles wrestler? Did you
No,
ever
no, no,
have
no, no.
Okay,
No, from like 2012 to 2016, I was in between singles and tag team with the Flight Club.
okay. Who's in the Fight Club?
Me and the Platinum Standard Nick Depp.
Just you and Nick Depp.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. Didn't know if you had anybody else.
Oh no, no, no. I mean, here's all I'm saying. If you want to put some asses in seats, bring Flight Club to your show.
Okay. Um, is he? You think we'll see any more of Nick Depp or Mercy and Naw?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
That boy's got wrestling in his blood. Like he'll be back.
I would imagine just like everybody else that's gotten into the business, you were a fan of the business growing up.
Oh yeah, Shawn Michaels, Jeff Hardy. Yes, sir.
I could definitely see Jeff Hardy, just with what you did with what you do and stuff. Shawn Michaels definitely. Anybody else, or was it just those two guys?
I really caught wind on Shawn Michaels on how he moved, like his taunts, how cocky he was when he's a baby, and like how much love he had. That really caught my attention. That's when I started looking at like The Rock, Steve Austin, some old school Bret Hart. Uh, yeah, like when I seen Jeff Hardy do some stupid shit, the first thing that hit my brain is, I want to do that. Nick Depp came to me and straight up said, "Let's be wrestlers. I'll find somebody." Oh, we did. We've been running at it strong ever since. But then again, just like the scaffold jump, the first thing that went through my head, sorry for the Christian people that listen, WWJD. What would Jeff do?
Mm.
That's right. Sorry, I have no filter.
No, you're good. I mean, whenever I upload the episodes and stuff, I always mention there could be explicit content and stuff and all that. I don't restrain any of my guests, so you say whatever's on your mind, brother.
Oh no, you don't want that. Yeah, nobody wants that. It's not time for that yet.
I mean, you've heard us say, well, I'll watch, but we'll say F Kyle.
Yeah, fuck Kyle.
Kyle, hope you're listening, man.
Yeah, I hope you are too. Fuck Kyle.
Well, I will ask you this because I know with your finisher, the knee trigger. What are your thoughts on Kenny Omega?
Some things. I like the way he executes some moves, but other than that, to me, I kind of think he's a little too flashy. That's also kind of like the Young Bucks. Like when you see the Young Bucks, it's okay, get a clicker because it's about to be like 1,000 super kicks. But I mean, like Omega, like as a worker, I mean, I respect him. I don't have no hate for him, but he's not my go-to to watch.
I feel you. I was curious because, like I said, I know he does he does the V trigger, and I'll admit I started watching, which I'd heard of him back in 2017, and it was like later that year I'd started watching New Japan Pro Wrestling, and I saw some of the matches he had with Okada and
I love New Japan.
Naito and Goto and stuff and all that, and I mean, fucking wow is all I got to say on those matches. But I would agree, definitely flashy, and it's really ironic because my favorite manager is Jim Cornette. Well, Cornette's not very big on Omega or the Bucks or.
You mean Kenny Olivier and the Young Fucks? Yeah. I love Jim Cornette. Thank you, fuck you, bye, boom, bam, done. Love it.
I cannot tell you how many times I've watched that video clip on YouTube when he tears up John Laurinaitis, and I always think back to thank you, fuck you, bye, boom.
Yes. Like every time I hear Cornette, the first thing I want to do is try to book him in a match against Vince Russo. That'll put asses in seats, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because um, it was, I don't know, about 9, 10 years ago. This was one of the thousands of times that Cornette and Bolin had patched things up. And I think Bolin had said something about him and Cornette doing a debate on a podcast or something like that. Bolin would be the moderator, but Cornette said that he will go out of his way to cost Russo money if at all possible and stuff. So as much as I would love to see that as well, I don't know if it'll ever happen. But hell, I'd love to have Jim Cornette on the podcast, but because I'm a Christian and I'm a Donald Trump supporter, I don't think that'll happen. But his viewpoints on wrestling, I share those same viewpoints, but
Yeah.
don't know if that'll ever happen.
I mean, that'd be great to hear, though.
That would be. Shoot, yeah, that would be great. Let me think. God almighty. I told you I don't have a set format here. I just kind of shoot from the hip. But have you ever been able to work with any legends in the business?
I've done a few shows with, I've done a couple shows for WBA that when they booked Matt Hardy, Chris Masters, Carlito, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Honky Tonk Man, Tatanka, Vader. They had Boogeyman on there once or twice. I think that was it.
Mm-hmm.
I think. It's been a while, but I think so.
Did you ever get to kind of have a little bit of a chit chat with any of those guys?
Oh yeah. Anytime I had a chance to pick their brain, best believe I picked that brain. And that's kind of what got me in, like, to stick back around in wrestling. Because there for a while, my fire died. Like, It was dead. I just didn't give a shit about it no more. But, I mean, thinking back on what they said, it is a love-hate relationship with this business.
Yeah.
I mean, you know this.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if it wasn't for a couple of the talks that I've had with some of them, then I probably wouldn't still be here to this day because they gave me the fire back. And then I started to lose it again. And that's when Justin Styles reached out to me and said, we'd like to bring you into NAWE. Had a couple matches, had some fun. And then I got to start hurting people on my time when I wanted to. Took over the company. Love it. So now my fire's back and it's burning brighter than ever.
Any particular chat with what was it, a particular legend that sparked that fire back, or was it just all of it, or just all of them together?
Just all of it together.
Gosh dang, you mentioned a bunch of legends. Hell, I'd love to talk with Honky Tonk Man. I'd love to talk with Honky Tonk Man because God, he's got stories like crazy. I know Valentine does too because they've been in the business for so many years. Safe to say you were pretty much. Did you ever watch any classic wrestling, like stuff on YouTube from like the territories or anything like that, or has it just mainly been like WWE or TNA or modern stuff?
I kind of watch it all really,
Mm-hmm.
but I mainly just try to stick to like the indies. I mean, don't get me wrong, WWE, AEW, TNA, yeah, they got big names and shit. I mean, hell, my buddy Myron Reed was on there here recently in TNA. But no, it's mainly the independent because I've seen big guys. I don't want to see the big guys no more. I want to see the newer guys. I want to see the new shit that they bring out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can see a Seth Rollins curb stomp almost every fucking Monday when he's on screen.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't see a lot of people doing like the Gonzo Bomb or like Chris Hero Cyclone Kill. You don't see a lot of that shit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like the creativeness on the indies, that's where wrestling is at.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry, big names or not, yeah, they're cool, they're nice. The indies, if you want to see real wrestling, indies is where it's at.
And it's crazy because, you think of CM Punk, he started on the indies, and look where he's at now.
Yeah.
Samoa Joe, AJ Styles,
Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson,
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's really crazy, though. There was a match I watched, ironically, it was when I was on my way to a NAW event. This was last year. oh God, probably in the fall, I was watching a match between Claudio. I've always butchered that last name, Castagnoli, or however you say his last name,
Castanelli.
and the late Brody Lee.
Oh
It
man.
was a cage match, and I mean, leaps different than if McMahon was calling the
Yeah.
shots and all that. And there was one instance in that match that always stood out to me. And Castagnoli, I mean, pound for pound, probably one of the strongest wrestlers
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
And I remember he put Brody Lee on his shoulders in a fireman's carry, and then he freaking pressed him up over his head. Brody Lee wasn't a small guy either.
No. God no.
Pressed him over his head and fired him into the cage.
Well, I mean,
I was like, damn.
like I can't say that R word because that'll kill me inside. But he's got that special man strength somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't see where he gets it from. It's like he pulls it out of the pits of hell.
Yeah.
But that man is fucking ridiculous.
It's a shame. It's a shame he did not get the push that he should have got whenever he was working. I used to call it the Empire for a long time. WWE.
Yeah.
He was just totally done, totally wrong.
Yeah.
But fuck, I mean, he had everything. He had strength. He had agility. He great mind for the business and shit. Damn, he got misused horribly. And
Oh God, yes.
I know he's in AEW now. I'm sad to say I don't really watch AEW really all that much.
You're not the only one.
Uh, okay, well, since that's been breached, did you watch a lot of it when it first started?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I thought it was the best thing out there. And then as soon as like Tony Khan started coming out and taking over, that's like stirring diarrhea in a bucket. It's not fun.
His eyes always look like they're about to pop out of their head or something, don't it?
It does. I just want to know how much coke he does before he goes on screen.
Some other people have said that. I'm not going to say that. But yeah, it's always like his eyes are always bugged and stuff and all that. It's like, my God, brother.
Oh man, tell me about it. Like I bet you can take in a bag of shit and look at him and be like, hey, I want to be the world heavyweight champion. I bet you he'd jump all over it.
Um, there was, and I mean, I know there's a lot of good things that AEW does, and I'm gonna, I mentioned Brody Lee after he passed sadly. They had that Brody Lee tribute show.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, dude. About halfway into that show, it brought me to tears just seeing
Yeah.
all them wrestlers crying and stuff and all that. Man, it was so sad, but it was also so touching.
Yeah.
And Brody Lee, God rest his soul, just early 40s.
Yeah.
Something like that. Shit. And then we lost Bray a
Yeah.
couple years later.
That one hit hard. That one hit real hard.
But so what would you say was your favorite match was? Like it could be for any promotion like that you watched as a fan.
Oh man. Probably hands down Mick Foley and Undertaker. Hell in a Cell.
98 King of the Ring.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Or like maybe go back and watch the Triple Threat TLC match at WrestleMania.
Uh-huh.
Like that's where I get my stupid ideas right there. Like, man, the old school shit's where it's at. It really is.
Well, and I know you've listened to some of my other episodes, so it's common knowledge to everybody. I'm a big old school fan. I mean, fuck, I still watch old school matches on YouTube and shit like that. Sorry, Flash. I know you were a WCW NWA guy. He knows I was a WWF guy. My God, I'd say my favorite match of all time, God rest both their souls, was Hogan and Warrior at WrestleMania 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's my all-time favorite. Warrior, I know he's a polarizing figure. I know he said a bunch of things and did things that were wrong. I'm not disputing that. But he was actually my motivation to start working out and start building my body up, Now, granted, I'll never get that jacked, but, yeah, he was my motivation to work out and, better myself physically and stuff. But I know Warrior wasn't the best worker, but I will say he had the charisma, he had that energy, very colorful, had that music, had that, crazy entrance and shit, and,
Man, you talking about energy. You talking about him running to the ring, doing the magic, and running right back up there. I was blown up every time I watch him run out there, and I'm just sitting there.
Oh man, yeah. Let me get back to that match with Foley and Taker. Which of course, I was 12 when that match happened, and of course, it's not until many years later when you start listening to interviews and stuff and all that. I never read Foley's book. Really
It's good.
wished I would. It is a
It's
good
good.
book. Um, I know Taker had a bad wheel.
Yep.
I think it was a broken ankle or a broken foot, and but I mean, even through that, he pushed through it, and they had a hell of a match that's still talked about almost 30 years later. Uh, I think I know the answer to this, but would that be something you would do? Fly off the cell or go through a cell?
I mean, I jumped off a scaffold. I'll never say never.
When did you jump off a scaffold?
I want to say it was either 2018 or 2019. We was at the Owensboro Salvation Army.
Mm-hmm. Were there tables involved?
Nope. Nope. I crushed everybody in the locker room. Locker room cleared out. I seen my opportunity, so I climbed over and I jumped off.
How high up were you?
I want to say it was about like 25, 30 feet.
Oh my gosh, man! Ooh.
Well, I mean, get ready to laugh because as I was up there looking down, I seen it all, and I was like, okay, this is gonna be cool. They're gonna catch me. I hope. As soon as I jump, it's like everything in my body just seeing the gaps in the arms, and I swear to you, it felt like my bowels just voided. Like I farted and thought I shit myself going all the way down. And as soon as I hit, as I was like sitting there looking around, like, okay, I'm still alive. Holy shit! I started moving my ass around to see if I shit myself. Luckily, I didn't. I was good.
uh, I'm gonna assume at the War Games match back in July. I'm assuming you didn't shit yourself there.
No, 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 no. I was actually falling into the ring. Like, I mean, yeah, if I'm gonna jump off cage in the ring, I'm cool with that. If I'm coming off of scaffolding and there's no ring there and it's just like gym floor or concrete, motherfuckers better catch me. Don't nobody Samoa Joe my ass.
Oh my god.
Yes, my child.
I've watched so many. I've watched. There's like a compilation video. There's probably a few of them where Joe does that, and just
Yes.
walks off. I mean, it's comical and all that, and his opponent's responses are so priceless with that. Oh my
Christopher Daniels, there's times where you can go back and hear him, you son of a bitch.
god.
But is it bad? So when me and Caden was going at it for the Bluegrass title, is it bad that as soon as he jumped off the top rope for his frog splash, I legitimately thought about Samoa Joe and him rolling out the way? I was just so damn tired, and he kicked me so fucking hard in the face.
No, no, it wouldn't have been bad. That wouldn't have been a bad idea at all. Um, I know Slugger was a special guest ref in one of those matches that you had with Caden, and he just doesn't know. He just didn't know when to leave well enough alone, and then he winds up becoming a human pancake and stuff, courtesy of Mac Zero.
Oh,
Which I know that was a freak accident, but shit happens.
oh, it does. It does. And that was a splash from hell.
Mac Zero's a big boy.
Yes, it is. I guarantee it felt like a Mack truck hitting you.
I,
Like,
I'm 5'10", about 230. I mean, Max is probably about my height. Definitely ain't 230. Oh man, shoot it. He dwarfs me.
yeah, but come on now. You got to admit, the Beast can put some beat down on somebody. He can get the people hating his ass, and I love it. Like watching him go out there just looking around at people and they're already pissed off, ready to throw shit at him. Bruh, best believe that's the best thing I've seen. I love it.
um, have you seen the video? Cornette actually talked about it on one of his Cornette drive-through episodes. It's been several years back. There was a guy who, I guess we could call it a scaffold, was at an independent show, and he had his opponent on the table and proceeded to jump and splash him, and he completely overshot and hit the floor. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Gosh, man, that freaking broke my broke my skeletal system when I saw it.
Man, like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I understand the dude probably got hurt. I'm not trying to laugh on that, but Jesus Christ, when there's a botch like that, oh my God. I love, like, if I see somebody do something that multiple times, and then they go to do it in one specific match and they mess it up, bro, you've done this hundreds of times. How you gonna do that? Like, come on now, that is funny.
Well, buddy, I'll tell you. I was present um, back in June when you had that match with Mars, and you went for a senton
To the apron.
to the apron,
Yeah.
and my first thought was, "Oh dear God, he's not. He's please tell me he's not about to do this." And as a fan sitting there and watching, and I'm like, "Oh God, he's doing it." My first thought is he actually going to land this, or is he going to hit the floor? And folks, let's be clear. There's no mats on the floor, so
No.
thank God you didn't hit the floor. But I know everybody in attendance was like, "Oh," when you missed Mars and hit that apron and stuff. It had a very loud thud to it and stuff.
Man, you know, after that match, after that happened, as soon as I got home, I had probably like 10 messages from multiple people, and that this lasted for like a week or two straight. Like, what gave you the idea to do that? What gave you, like, why would you do that? That looks painful. Well, I mean, yeah, it fucking sucks. But whatever you gotta do for the show to make the match over, you know what I mean? You gotta take that risk, get that reward.
I understand that. Kind of like what Dolph Ziggler or Nick Nahemeth would say. Go out there and steal the show.
Damn right.
Every match, no matter where you're at on the card. I
You
get.
damn right. And speaking of that, after I hit the apron, Max grabbed me and he said, "Jesus Christ, are you okay?" Yeah, that just kind of popped me. So as he threw me to the side, I was rolling like a motherfucker.
I gotta ask this: how bad were you hurt after all of that?
The moment I walked through the curtain, I managed to find myself upstairs and I laid on the floor for a hot ass minute. Not moving, not breathing, not doing anything. Laying there for a hot minute.
How about days after the show? How bad were you hurt or sore or stiff or?
Well, it was kind of weird. So the day, like right after the show, I didn't feel it at all. Now, the day after that, oh my God, it felt like my back was broken. Like, farting hurt, pooping hurt,
Oh,
taking a piss hurt, coughing hurt,
fuck.
everything hurt.
Damn.
But I mean, at the same time, as long as they react, I don't care if they cheer, I don't care if they boo. As long as they react, I know I got something in their heads they're gonna talk about for a little bit.
So years ago, and hopefully they're listening to this. Of some old friends of mine. Their names are James and Keith, and this is how I got introduced to Roku and streaming and all that. My buddy James had a Roku, and he would stream the. He had the subscription to the network and all that, and he would stream the pay per view. So we'd always go to his house and in Madisonville and watch the pay per views. And I think it was Keith, but we always had some kind of response to say, and I think Keith would imitate McMahon. He would say, "Well, any reaction's a good reaction, pal."
He's right. He's right. Kind of. He's right though.
um, that and I was present, for the Rage in the Cage event and stuff when both you and Mars went airborne off the top of the cage. That I mean, it looked like another day at the office for you guys. I mean, but I do have to ask this. Were you thinking, "Oh shit," what if this goes bad, or what if you slip or anything, or because that's pretty high up and stuff. If you had your height and plus the cage height.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta take those safety reins off and let caution go to the wind.
I guess would it be safe to say if you're too cautious, you may wind up still fucking up in the process?
Oh yeah, if you overthink it, you're fucked. Yeah, for sure.
Hmm. Well.
Like that's one of those things. Like once you're up there, like there's no reason to climb back down. Don't be a pussy. Go
Mm,
big, go home. I
mm,
mean, you gotta give it to them. I mean,
mm.
they pay money to see a main event. By God, give them the main event.
I feel you on that. What out of all the matches that you've had, and it could be for any of the promotions that you've been a part of, what was your favorite match to be a part of?
As of recently, mm, Recently, it'd probably be me and JC at the mall.
Mm.
By the way, his daughter's makeup's still on my gear. Yeah. I noticed that at the last show when I was looking at him and waving. I looked down and I was like, oh, still there. Okay.
Oh, geez. Well, it's funny. Um, uh, so I know his daughter because we I used to we used to work together. Um, I was also at the show when, which we didn't know his name was Slugger Jackson at the time, but when he went from the commentary table to the ring, and got in the cage. Well, actually went on a big treasure hunt to find that key first, and then eventually made his way to
Yeah.
the cage and proceeded to throw some cheap shots at JC and stuff. I remember him staring out to the crowd and stuff, and he stared at JC's daughter and was saying, "How do you like that?" Also said, "I'm choking your daddy out" or something.
Yeah.
And that apparently lit a fire in her. She crossed over the rope that Naw had at the time and stuff, and apparently went up to the cage and all that. And
Yeah, she was mad.
hell, I bet she probably would have whooped Slugger's ass, if she had the chance. So
Oh, no. No. I'm sorry. Like, that. I do believe that was the same night that we crushed his throat in with a chair, right? I think so.
you're thinking of War Games.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Slugger got a microphone and started. No disrespect. I know he's your manager and stuff and all that. No disrespect, but I don't like the guy because he's been an asshole to me. But I respect the fact he's your manager, and I respect the fact y'all got his back. But somebody gave him a microphone, and then of course we had to hear him. And then that's when I saw him do what he did. Even after Team Null wound up submitting or surrendering in that match and stuff and all that. But I know that was a brutal match for all of y'all. So kudos. And if I'm not mistaken, you started the match off for the Nightmares, didn't you?
In the War Games match?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Mars. And let me tell you, that boy, I don't understand how, but that boy, when he monkey flipped my ass, not thinking, I'm smart, I'm going to land on my feet. That boy, when he kicked me in the corner, oh my god, damn, he kicked the dog shit out of me. Like, literally kicked the dog shit out of me.
Damn.
Like, I mean, I know he hits hard, but I thought he knocked me out for a split second.
Mm.
Yeah.
What was your initial thinking whenever you guys saw Slugger come into the ring instead of Max Zero?
I was confused. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
Like, I seen it. I seen Max coming up there. Max was going to come up there and, like, do some beat down. Slugger was fresh, though. He got smart.
Mm.
So, he took the spot. I do believe if he wasn't in there, we wouldn't have got the win. Because JC, yeah, he was focused on me, but they was also focused on him. So, yeah, we're going to be smart.
Mm.
I mean, if we have to use him as bait, sorry, buddy. But if we have to use him as bait, have to use him as bait.
Whatever it takes to get the W, right?
That's right. That's right. And we got it, too.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, Slugger, I think, bit off more than he could chew for that match. But, I mean, hell, I'll give him credit. He actually had some balls and got in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that match looked pretty brutal, and hopefully there'll be another War Games match going forward and stuff. I know.
Oh man, if I'm not involved with that, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Because by God, you gotta be the aerial assassin.
You damn right.
You and Mars jumping off that cage. Did you ever watch any you're familiar with FMW?
Somewhat.
From Japan.
Yeah, somewhat.
You familiar with Hayabusa?
Yeah.
God rest his soul, man. God, I'm actually working on doing a solo podcast, and I'm working on some research on Hayabusa because he's actually my favorite wrestler out of that promotion, and I've learned quite a bit about him. But my God, watching his matches, I'm like, shit, If you ever get a chance, which I'll mention this on my episode whenever I do it, there's a match he had with the founder of FMW at Sushi Onita. It was a cage match. that also had time bombs. It was the cage was electrified and all that. Give it a watch. I won't spoil it for you, but it's definitely worth the 25, 30 minutes of watching it. So, yep.
Well, you gave me an idea when you said something with electricity. I mean, think about it. We can take the War Games cage, put some like electricity going through it. I mean, I'm gonna hate that because I can't climb it, but Jesus Christ, I can just push people into it and won't have to do nothing. Oh my God, it's a win.
What about the time bombs?
I'm the only time bomb. Like, give me time, I'll warm up, then I'll explode on you. JC knew all about that.
But yeah, man, Hayabusa, he had he did a lot. I mean, he was more of an aerial guy and stuff, and just the stuff that he did in some of his matches he had with either it was Onito or Masato Tanaka or the late Mike Awesome, who was
Yeah.
known as the Gladiator, and not to sell Mike Awesome short, that boy could fly too for a big man.
Yeah.
My God, 6'6", 6'7", probably 270 or 280 or so, and just flying like a damn cruiserweight.
Oh,
Fuck,
bruh.
my God.
I don't see how they do it. I really don't.
Well, then you got to think of Bam Bam. You know, Bam Bam could fly.
Yeah.
You know, for those that don't know who I'm talking about, the late Bam Bam Bigelow. I mean, 400-pounder. You know, doing moonsaults and
Yeah.
cartwheels and springboard moves and stuff. I mean, my God.
And the fact that the ropes withstood that. Just the fact of that. I mean, that's a lot of man meat.
Well, that's going to lead me to my next question to you. You know, I mentioned about that one fella that jumped off the scaffold and overshot. There was a video for another independent promotion, and I'm sorry for chuckling already because there was this big fella. He was probably 500 pounds, and his opponent was a much smaller fella. This guy climbs the ropes and does not one, not two, but three moonsaults on this poor fella, and they were pretty clean looking moonsaults. Now, it was pretty sketchy when he was climbing the ropes because the ropes were barely able to hold this big bastard. But I mean, and you even heard the commentator saying he's struggling more to climb the ropes than when he actually does the moonsault.
Oh man, I mean, just because you're big around don't mean you're gonna bounce back up to your feet like a ball. Come on now. But I give props to the bigger guys that can do that shit for real.
Oh my gosh! My thing is, if he didn't land and he hit the ring, I mean, who's to say that ring wouldn't cave in? You know what I'm saying? So,
if I'm ever at a show and I see a big guy do a moonsault off top and they hit the ring and they go through it, motherfucker, I quit. I'm logging out of the internet for the day and I'm going to sleep.
Oh Lord. Is there anybody that, and we can even say legends, you know, whether they're still with us or if they've long since passed, are there any legends that you would love to be able to have had a match with?
My lordy. I mean, I'd like to work a match with Rey Mysterio. Maybe Dom. I definitely wanted to work with Scott Hall, but I mean,
oh
yeah.
Man,
And Sabu just his insanity in the ring. I would love to do that. But I've actually been like thinking about that a lot recently. I think me and Christopher Daniels could put on a banger. I mean, Fallen Angel versus the Nightmare. Come on.
Hell yeah. Man, Christopher Daniels, which, folks, if you watch TNA, I'm sure you all knew he portrayed the suicide gimmick for a short time, and he did that. It was a Destination X in 2009. It was Ultimate X match. It was Suicide, the Motor City Machine Guns, and then Jay Lethal and Consequences Creed, who we all know now as Xavier Woods in the WWE. But right at the end of that match, you see Suicide going to that top pillar. He flies off and lands in that center where the X Division belt is and stuff and all that. They just all fall and scatter and all that. Some good shit. But I watched some of his matches when he was as the Fallen Angel. Just, you know, great worker.
Oh yes,
great worker.
hands down, yes.
I didn't know this, but he actually had a short stint in WCW, which this was like the dying days and stuff back when our buddy Vince Russo was, in charge and booking
Yeah.
and shit and all that. And even AJ Styles, I think, had a brief run there.
Yeah, for a little bit. That's where he got the idea to do the what's that called? Shooting star press off top. You
Mm.
see Billy Kimmon do it.
You ever done the shooting star?
Oh hell no. I mean, I do some stupid shit, but I can't get my fatness over like that. It don't work like that anymore.
What was your thought when you saw Brock do that shooting star and he didn't fully rotate?
Jesus Christ, he's dead.
Yeah.
Like as soon as he hit, you could see it in his face that he was a little shaken.
Well, they let's see. So that was in '03. Now back in '04 when WrestleMania 20 happened, I bought the DVD set and all that. It was like a 3-disc set. And they had like behind WrestleMania 19,
Yeah.
and they showed some behind the scenes clips. And yeah, he was seeing a lot of stars after that. And I know they said he was heavily concussed. They tried to put a brace on him and stuff. He told them get the fuck off of him and
Yeah.
all this and that. And then poor Kurt, Kurt wound up having to have surgery not too long after that match and stuff and all that for his neck and all
Yeah.
that. So yeah, that was brutal. So you'll never do a shooting star.
Oh no. And the fact that Mars does one is beyond me. Like, don't get me wrong, it's fucking beautiful. He's got bigger balls than I do. There's no way I can do that.
I tell you, kid's very wow. That's all. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I loved what you did, and when you jumped off the cage when I watched Mars do that moonsault, I was like, oh my gosh, that is just like, I don't know. I mean, it was like as if he was doing it just off the top rope, but instead he's even higher on the fucking cage and stuff and all that.
Oh man, like so as I land on everybody, I'm looking around because I'm like, okay, we got them all down. We can get a simultaneous pin and have it done and over with. Looking around, that there's no Mars.
Hmm.
Like, where the fuck was he when I came down?
Right.
Like, okay, he's smart. But when he jumped off to do that moonsault, I was wild. For a hot minute there, I forgot I was in the ring.
Mm.
Like, it was beautiful.
Those few minutes during that match, just something that Jesse Ventura said at the '89 Survivor Series. He said, "We got bodies everywhere, Monsoon." That's exactly what I thought, man. There were bodies everywhere for like a good 3 to 5 minutes. It seemed like.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh man. You mentioned earlier Sabu, and you also mentioned Mysterio. It's rather ironic. I know I mentioned Hayabusa again. When he went to Mexico for his excursion or apprenticeship, which apparently all the Japanese wrestlers do that and stuff. They go on like a little tour somewhere overseas and stuff. I know Hayabusa went to Mexico and
Yeah.
worked with Rey Mysterio and stuff and all that. So I think that's when he brought the mask. But if you notice the pants, his pants are very similar to Sabu, and also his style is also, it seemed like a hybrid of Sabu and Rey Mysterio. So
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good combination there.
Oh yeah. Like, I've watched Rey Mysterio as long as I can remember in WCW and in WWE.
Mm.
Like, that's probably one of my inspirations for some of my high flying for sure.
Well, any let's see here. Sorry, folks, I'm a little rusty on this. I haven't done a episode with a guest since El Loco Diablo.
That's been a minute.
That's been a minute. Actually, that was actually the night before War Games.
Really? That's
Yeah.
been a long minute.
Yeah, yes, sir. And that was another Grizzly Goes Mobile, as well. And I'm sitting there and I'm staring at that chair of his and stuff and all that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, but uh, no, Diablo seems like a pretty all right guy. He has no love for Slugger Jackson either, so.
Oh, I have no love for him either. No, no. He took that chair and he bashed me over the back with it. I know a good 3 times.
Sheesh, man.
Yeah, and then out of nowhere, I was just trying to come give him a bro hug, and he gives me a blue thunder bomb. What? Like, come on now. I mean, I understand we're wrestling on, but I was just trying to be nice to you.
Well, what was your thought when he was about to give his move to Slugger Jackson, and then Mars just all of a sudden low blowed him and then drop kicked him and then left the cage? What was your thought on that?
As soon as I noticed what was going on, as soon as I seen him hook Slugger, I thought, fuck, I gotta get the fuck up real quick. I gotta hurry up. And then when I see Mars drop down and take his nuts out, man, I decided to be lazy. I mean, if he's gonna help us, hell yes, save our energy.
Give you a chance to catch your breath, because fuck, you'd been in that match for about a good 30 minutes at that point, hadn't you?
Hell yeah.
And folks, if you're actually, well, and I know Mr. Willis can attest to this, but hell, if you're trying to get into this business, you got to have pretty decent cardiovascular conditioning, right?
Yeah. Yeah, boy.
But yeah, and you also did a coast to coast in that War Games match, didn't
Yes, I did, and fuck that move.
you? Is that something that you probably wouldn't do again, or
Oh no, I'll do it again.
you do it again?
Probably not with the cage on the apron. Like, so I did that move there for a while as like a normal move. And then something just possessed me and said, hey, let's do a coast to coast. It's not going to suck at all. Ah, nah. The moment I hit the ring, I could not feel my legs. I could not feel anything. I thought I was dead. It knocked everything out of my body. Every little thing. And I suffered from that for, I know, a good like 2 or 3 weeks. I know for sure like 2 or 3 weeks.
Damn.
That was probably the hardest bump I've taken in the ring. And that was probably the worst bump and worst hit I've taken in that match.
Damn. Well, you just any other worst moves that you've ever or moves that you've done that had some bad consequences? I know we talked about that spot with the apron and stuff, and then we talked about the coast to coast. Any other crazy ones that you want to share?
Oh, man. I was wrestling a dude named Kahaji Khan. And we was actually right down here in Livermore at the City Hall doing a show for WBA. I got the idea and looked at him and said, hey, give me a Three Amigos on the ground. On the concrete. Yeah. Give it to me. You stupid motherfucker. Yeah, that's probably another one I regret. But other than that, no, not really. It's wrestling.
Woo! Damn, dude. Man, they're going to have to infuse you with adamantium and stuff like Wolverine at some point, man. Jesus.
As long as I get the claws, I'm cool with that.
Okay. Well, with the upgrades in technology and and the new, with medical science and stuff and all that, I'm sure they can make that possible. So, God Almighty, man.
Hey, I'm just saying now, like, if I can heal up automatically and shit, like, I mean, don't think I won't jump through like a razor wire table and then get up and be like, haha, I'm fine, then pass back out.
Uh, just go on this ride. Go on this ride with me. But so I've never been to a WWA show.
Yeah.
When was the last time you worked with WWA?
A couple years back for one of the wars in Evansville.
Did you ever meet a girl named Hannah?
Hannah.
Beard.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
So I met her about 15 years ago over at Greenville at the Palace Theater. Grizzly Andrew had a little stint in community theater for about 6 years, and that's actually how I met her. I knew at one point she was with, I believe it was Superstar Ray Waddell.
No. She was with Chris.
Oh, she was with Chris.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought she was with Ray. Well, me and her had reconnected back in 2018, and I won't go into all the details and stuff and all that, but I'd actually considered hollering at them and stuff at one point, maybe getting into the business, but I wound up, reneging on it. But things didn't work out with Hannah, which I'll talk with you off the record and stuff and all that about.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. I got you.
But I knew her. It's been God 7 years since since I last seen her and stuff. But I was just wondering if you had met her or crossed paths with her or anything.
Oh
so.
yeah. We've actually shared a locker room for a while. Uh, but yeah, she's a good person. She's a total sweetheart.
Oh, she was. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. No, I will agree on that.
I think she had more potential for for the business than what she really put out, though. I will say that for sure.
Hmm.
'Cause, I mean, she had the mindset, she had the attitude, she had the energy and the charisma for it. It's just I don't think she showed off her full potential.
Hmm.
Like I, pretty sure she could be a WBA world champion at one point.
Really. Um, I know WWA. Fuck, they've been around for. God, they've been around for a long time though, haven't they?
Good while,
And it was
good while.
and it was started by the Waddell brothers.
Yep.
Okay. Do they still do shows here in Livermore? Or
Yeah, they do shows here in Livermore. I think it's like the first Saturday of the month.
I got
I
you.
think it's what it is.
I got you. If there was a promotion, like we're talking the big promotions,
Yeah,
if there was a promotion and if they were to, if they were to offer you a contract and you said, hell yes, I'll go, which one would you prefer to go to?
TNA.
TNA?
Yep.
You can go ahead and tell me your reasoning. I believe I know why, but go right ahead, man, if you want to
What do you
tell
think
the
it is?
listeners. Let's see. No limits. You're not handcuffed. You're not figuratively handcuffed. You can be yourself and do whatever the hell you want to, pretty much. So,
Add in the Ultimate X, and yes, sir. I followed TNA since like almost since it started. I was a really big fan of that.
so I, w- I watched a little bit of it here and there back in '07 and '08 because I was living in Hopkinsville at the time. I
Yeah.
was finishing up college at Austin P State University over in Clarksville, and I commuted most of my time. But there was a gym that I went to in Hopkinsville, which it's long since shut down. It was the Ye Old Iron Sweatshop, and they had a TV in there, and not. And folks know we're not talking flat screens. We're talking the old school.
Box
Box
TVs.
TVs. And you basically want to make sure you got a smaller one because it wasn't nearly as heavy. But
Yeah,
some,
those things sucked.
yes, yes, and those even bigger ones. Oh, geez. Oh, that was terrible. But anyways, I digress. But no, I would watch some clips of it and stuff, and then I'd see some of the former WWE guys.
Mm.
Cornette was like a on-air authority figure and stuff. Then you had Matt Morgan, Christian, Kurt Angle, and stuff. And I know Sting was there. I think, yeah, Scotty Steiner was with them too and
Yeah,
stuff. And so I think it was end of '08. I started watching it on a more regular basis, and I was like, "This is unique. 6 sides.
yeah.
Never seen that before." Well, I take that back. I've only seen that one other time. Uh, you ever watch the No Holds Barred movie with Hogan and Zeus? Okay,
Of course, of
which I,
course.
which I which that ring was, I think, 8 sides, but anyways, TNA with a 6-sided ring.
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, this is a pretty awesome concept, and I'm watching the matches. And keep in mind, a lot of these guys I've never heard of because growing up, it was just you had two promotions. It was either
yeah,
WCW or WWF, and then eventually E.
yeah. I thought it was better under
And,
WWF, but I
and
understand what was going on with that.
and I'd heard of Independence, but I didn't really understand it and stuff.
Yeah,
But watching these guys, I'm like, this is way better than what WWE's putting out at the time. And
yeah,
so an old couple of buddies of mine, they lived in Hopkinsville, and they had a direct TV, and they would record Raw on Monday nights, TNA on Thursday nights, and then SmackDown on Friday nights. So practically every week, almost every week for the year 2009, I
yeah.
was going over there and watching them. And I gotta say, out of all three, I was impressed with TNA the most.
Oh yeah, hands down. I mean, the 6 sides. Don't get me wrong. It looked really cool. I know those motherfuckers are stiff as fuck, but I think that's really what set TNA aside from WWE.
Mm-hmm. And Lethal Lockdown.
Yeah,
Always love that match. I mean, granted it's just one ring, but you incorporate the War Games match and stuff.
yeah,
Concept in it, and then you have the weapons come down from the seat from the top of the cage. I'm like, God, this is fucking awesome.
oh for real.
And then Hogan and Bischoff come in. And after that, I lost all interest because I was like, I'll be damned, they're gonna WCW this
Yeah,
place. And sure enough, within an instant, they try to go head to head with Raw, and I was like, God, that's a dumb mistake.
and they fucked up.
They fucked up big
They
time.
fucked up.
And it took forever for them to recover from that. I mean,
Yeah.
to be quite honest with you, for a while I was surprised they were still in business.
Yeah,
And
for real.
that's not a knock on the promotion.
No, like I
But
completely understand. I mean, they try to take on a fucking titan.
mm-mm.
What what are you gonna do to take down WWE? Jesus Christ, they've been here for how long now? You know what I mean?
If we're talking since Vince Senior, I mean we're talking since the '60s. You know, at least, at least.
Yeah, and every other company that went to go toe to toe with them has failed miserably. I mean, they should look at that. That should be like, think about it. WWE falls, wrestling's pretty well gone.
Hmm.
That's where most of your fans are at still, sadly. But
Well, you know, and it's crazy because it's funny. You know, Vince. You know, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, you know, he put all the territories out of business and all
yeah,
that, and became the juggernaut basically, here in the states. And I had said to my buddies, I said, man, I said, you know, if some of these other promotions like TNA, New Japan, you know, which TNA and New Japan did have kind of a working relationship at one point and stuff, you
I
know,
thought that was really cool too.
it was most definitely. But I thought if they and Ring of Honor, when it was its own entity at the time and
Yeah,
stuff, if they could all band together, they might could give the promotion, you know, they could give the Empire a run for their money. However, my buddies disagreed with me on that, and I didn't. I was like, well, why would they say that? Well,
yeah.
I don't know if you listened to my first episode I did with Coy Daniels.
Hey, I've checked them all out.
You have
Yeah, I
awesome,
have.
appreciate that. But during that episode, he had mentioned he was surprised that I knew what a hooker was and a shooter and all that. And I told him, I said, well, I'd went on a rabbit hole on AWA about a little over 2 years ago and stuff because I heard of it. You know, I've heard of that. I've heard people talking about Burn and all that,
Yeah,
but watched some. It was the rise and fall of AWA. Well, it was actually in the '80s, mid '80s. Vern and Cowboy Bill Watts. Let me think. Then it was also Portland Wrestling, so that was Don Owen and a bunch of these other guys tried to band together, you know, to take on McMahon, but they only lasted for maybe a year. It was called Pro Wrestling USA.
yeah.
So if you know if they, so there has been an attempt, but it failed, you know, miserably back then. So now I see why it wouldn't have worked today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this is my theory. You know, this is my theory, and I've talked about it with other guests. So I'll ask you: Do you think they should have kept the territories going back then?
Parts of me yes and parts of me no.
Okay.
I
Uh,
mean, where there's territories, yeah, you got your own little area, but you're gonna have people come in and try to take your territory. And I'm sorry, but in the whole wrestling thing, there should be no reason to fight about it. You know what I mean?
sure.
Like, we can share our fans just like you can share your fans. We're not trying to do like better than anybody else. We're just trying to put on a show for everybody.
Sure.
That's my whole thing about the territories.
So I've watched Jesse Ventura's shoot interview that he did with RF Video back in 2012, and he talked about he was on a car ride with the late Big John Studd,
Yeah,
and I think Vince had already started cleaning some promotions out, and apparently Studd, apparently as Ventura said, he took them big hands and gripped that steering wheel, and he said, "This is bad. This is bad." Because it's taken away other places they can go work at and stuff, and
yeah,
all that,
it is.
to perfect their craft and all that. Because if you listen to these shoot interviews from the legends, you know they were in several different territories within the span of a decade. You know, I'm an old school idealist. I think the territories, if you know, should still be here.
Yeah,
I don't think McMahon should have cleaned all these people out and shit. That's just my
no.
opinion. But if it wasn't for him and if it wasn't for the late Hulk Hogan, I mean, wrestling wouldn't be what it is today either.
Oh, exactly.
So, you know,
And,
so
and
I can understand that.
and that's like you were saying about Hogan earlier. Yeah, he might have said some shit, and he might have done some shit. I'm sorry, that's his life. He's gonna believe, and he's gonna say whatever the fuck he wants to say. He's
Hmm.
gonna believe whatever the fuck he wants to believe, and do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And where are we right to judge on that? You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I don't have no hard feelings for him on anything. I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, if Hogan was not in the ring, we wouldn't be where we are today.
That's true. You know, it led to the big money making contracts and stuff. Which we heard the late Scott Hall and even Kevin Nash. They've been on record talking about the money and stuff and all that. So a lot of people made a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I mean, if the territories were still around, that wouldn't be here. But at the same time, it would have given let's say the territories were still going. You guys like give guys like Justin Style, JC Flash. Y'all could go all over the place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you think about it, it's still kind of going with the independent circuit. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yeah, but that's the only place where it really lives anymore.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Well, and which I forgot to plug that GoFundMe account that one of the trainers started earlier this year. I don't have the link with me, but I will go in, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and plug that right now.
Go ahead, do what you gotta do.
Folks, we got to keep independent wrestling alive, and there is a GoFundMe. I don't know what the link is, but I will say the title of the link is Help Ben Build a Future for Indie Wrestling Stars. And folks, any donations would be greatly appreciated. It can go to funding equipment. Permanent training facility, etc. So any donations would be greatly appreciated. But we've definitely got to keep independent wrestling alive because I mean we named a bunch of folks earlier that got their start in independent wrestling, and that's where a lot of people start is independent wrestling before they make it to the big promotions and whatnot. Well, I know you said you'd go to TNA. What about Japan?
Oh yeah, hands down, hands down. I would love to work a New Japan show.
It One thing I've noticed with whenever I used to watch New Japan, which that was back when I had DirecTV and I think it was Access TV was the channel it would come on, which it would show former Wrestle Kingdom shows.
Yeah.
Which those Wrestle Kingdom shows were awesome. The G1 Climax,
Yeah.
I love that whole concept. See the modern ones and the somewhat older ones and all that, but the fans in attendance are usually really quiet during the matches.
Oh God, yes.
And it's crazy. You're because we're not used to seeing that stateside.
Yeah.
That would kind of make if I was a wrestler and I was in Japan and there's there's no reactions at all. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck,
I mean,
but that's just their culture, I guess.
I mean, you know what they say, right? If they're not gonna make any noise, make them make noise.
Right. Now, I know some of the times I would hear them make noise as if, Omega was landing the V trigger and, the One Wing Angel,
Yeah.
or Okada was getting ready for that little slingshot clothesline, or Naito was getting ready for the Destino and stuff.
Yeah.
There was one guy in Japan that just really scared the fuck out of me, man. I'm sure you'll know who I'm talking about, Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah. That boy can take an ass whooping, but he can definitely dish it out.
Oh my God, man! He when I first saw him wrestle, he had a match with Omega. It was in I think the 2017 G1, and dude, the fucking hair on him, that little crazy spike hair that he had, those eyes of his. I mean, when you basically saw him, you knew there was an ass whipping that was going to follow. And I've never seen a guy get hit and chopped so hard and just laugh.
Oh my dude, think about it. Him and Gunther.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! And also, man, them forearm shots. Oh my God, man! When he landed them, it freaking echoed in whatever arena he was in.
Yeah.
Folks, I'm going to have to put this on pause for just a second. We will be right back. All right, folks, we are back. So, if you hear that can opening up, it's Grizzly Straight in the Pouches, which that's actually the namesake for this podcast. So, I also forgot to mention those of you that listen, very, very, very appreciative of those that subscribe and stream the episodes, and this will be on 5 different platforms. I believe my math's right here. It'll be on Spotify. It'll be on Apple Podcasts, Amazon, iHeartRadio, and YouTube. And if you haven't yet, please give it a like and subscribe. All right. So, Mr. Willis,
Yes, sir.
meant to ask about that the mask because I remember I would see the advertisements for the NAL shows, and you had that gas mask. I noticed you brought the mask back and stuff.
Yeah.
Now have you always had that mask?
Oh, no, 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 no. I started off without a mask at all. Then I found this biomechanical neoprene motorcycle mask.
Yeah.
I wore it out there for a while just to add some like extra flair to the entrance. But my cousin had somebody had a friend named Eric Davis, and his Xbox tag was the Gas Mask Kid. That's where my name came from.
Really?
Like that's a big inspiration right there. And I love that dude death. I haven't talked to him in years. I hope he's doing well. But yeah, that's where the name came from, and the mask. Like, I mean, you got a name like that, you got to have a mask too.
Mm-hmm.
So I just took it from there and just ran with it, and it's been something for me since the Flight Club days.
That's a pretty badass mask, man. I know Slugger. He's got that Jason mask, and I know I wasn't present for the October show, but I saw James Kendrick had a Jason mask as well. To be honest with you, Mr. Kendrick, if you're listening, I liked your mask a lot better than Slugger's mask. I thought the Jason mask with the blood imprinted on it, I thought that was pretty badass. So.
Oh yeah, but Mr. Kendrick, if you're listening, how's your balls?
So I'm assuming this is something that I missed from the last show.
Yeah, he teamed up with JC Coy and Styles before Styles got smart and actually took the offer up. But yeah, he got in, thought he was gonna hit me with that slam of his. Nah, son, I slid down that bag, got him and them boys. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Can't say it
geez.
was cheating because I never got caught.
Damn. Well, I'm going to quote Jesse Ventura again. Ref can't call what he don't see, Monsoon.
Exactly.
And he also would say, if you can't win fair, cheat.
That's right. Don't matter if it's an inch or a mile. A win is a fucking win.
I talked about commentators. Who's your favorite commentator pairing?
It's got to be the only pair that should really matter. JR and the King. By far the best.
Fuck yeah. My gosh, the chemistry those two had, it's just, oh my
off
God.
The wall.
Very off the wall. For hell, I'll even, compared to what they got today, and I know these folks are just doing their job.
Yeah.
I get that, but
it's not the same.
It's not the same. I mean, Jerry Lawler talking about puppies and
oh my God, yes.
his high-pitched squeals and stuff. And then JR, he's a no nonsense, but he gets fired up and stuff and all that.
Yes.
Oh my God, just fucking amazing. Now, I talk about Jesse and Gorilla, and you've heard from previous episodes that I've recorded. I used to rent a lot of Coliseum videos and stuff back when I'd go see my late Mama and Papa when they lived up in Ohio. My Mama would take me to Myers and. Well, actually Meyer, but she always called it Myers. She always had to add an S to every store, so Walmart was Walmart's.
I feel that.
The late Kmart was Kmart's, and
I feel that's how my great grandmother was too.
So Meyer had this big old video rental section and stuff. I mean, we're talking, I'd say probably about the size of like what a Family Video or maybe even a Blockbuster would have had and stuff, but had a bunch of wrestling tapes, and loved listening to Gorilla and Jesse. Oh my gosh, them two going back and forth was gold. It was gold, but it was also pure comedy as well and stuff.
It was.
Then you put Gorilla and Bobby Heenan together. Holy cow, man!
Let's see how far we can push the boundaries tonight.
Oh my God, Bobby. Oh, Bobby, God rest his soul too and stuff. Man, he definitely wasn't the same type of commentator when he went to work for Turner and stuff and all that, but he's been on record saying he didn't really enjoy his time there. But
I mean, can you blame him?
No.
I mean, I can't either.
Well, and I'm not taking anything away from Tony Schiavone, not taking anything away from Bischoff, or Bitchoff as Honky Tonk Man's called him, in shoot interviews. But I mean, Bobby was better working with like Gorilla or McMahon. You know,
Yeah.
could you imagine the pairing? Well, actually, let me backtrack. Jr. did commentate a little bit with Bobby when Ross first started with the company.
Yeah.
I know at WrestleMania 9, and the banter that they would kind of do back and forth was pretty comical. Then you had the late Randy Savage in there too with the commentary. It was a unique mix, I guess we could say.
Yeah.
But just imagine if it instead of Jr. and King, if it was Jr. in the Brain.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Do you think that would have worked?
I think JR be calling him more of a son of a bitch than anything. I think that'd be his word for like the entire show.
Have you watched any of like JR's compilation videos when he calls Triple H a son of a bitch?
Oh God,
or
yes.
Eric Bischoff. I mean, it was nonstop, man. I was like, man, I can't believe I didn't really pay attention to all this.
Oh
shit.
man, yeah. Like back then when we was watching it, we never heard it. Now we go back and look at it. It's like he called this man a son of a bitch in almost every single episode when he was out there. What did he do that bad? Did he hurt you? It was always this son of a bitch, that son of a bitch, you son of a bitch. Like Jesus Christ, man.
So,
what his mother do to you?
Oh my God, man. Whew. If you ever get a chance, I'm sure it's on YouTube. It was from 2018. It was the G1 special that they would do stateside here in California. It would lead up to the G1 Climax tournament. Yeah. And, you know, him and, was it Josh Barnett, they would do the voiceover and stuff and all that for the matches and all that. Well, they were actually live for this event. Well, there was a match. It was between Switchblade Jay White, great worker.
Yeah.
And then Juice Robinson. Juice Robinson, it was for the U.S. title. And I think Juice actually worked that match. I think he had can't remember which hand it was. It was his right or his left, because I know he's a southpaw. But he had a cast on because he broke one of his hands.
I think it might have been his left hand.
Might have been. He because Juice wound up getting the win by clocking Jay White, you know, with the cast and all that when the ref wasn't looking. But there was they were outside of the ring, and Jay White was giving him overhead belly to belly suplexes all outside the ring, and had the and it was the old school guardrails, and they had JR and Barnett. Their table was it was ringside, but it was on the side of the barricade where the fans were and stuff and all that. But these barricades weren't latched.
No.
I think, you may know where I'm going with this.
I do.
So anyways, they get right in front of the commentator's desk. Jay White delivers another over-the-head belly-to-belly suplex. Juice Robinson collides into the barricade. The barricade hits the commentator's desk. JR, you know, gets wiped out and stuff in the process. And Barnett's just sitting there, you know, like a boss, and he looks and you hear, and this is live television, folks, mind you. So, yeah, there was no 7-second delay or whatever you want to call it. And you hear Barnett saying, "Boy, you done fucked up now." And he proceeds to get out of his chair, hop the barricade, starts chasing Jay White around ringside. Jay White retreats and stuff because, folks, if you don't know, Josh Barnett's a pretty badass guy.
He really is. And the fact that he sat there like a boss when JR got wiped out is beyond me, because I would have died laughing.
So then JR, when he finally gets his bearings, JR got his bearings back. He gets back up on the mic, gets back in his chair, and says, "Upper management needs to get their shit together."
They really do.
Just out of the blue. He was pretty frazzled after that, and he was pretty happy when Jay White lost that match.
Oh man, I mean, like here's the thing though, like was JR chasing him a shoot, or was that part of the show? And was his reaction to him losing, was that real, or was that staged up? Because it sounded real to me, like honestly, more than written down to act out. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. This sounded pretty real. Sounded pretty real. Now, in regards to after the fact, which I don't look as much anymore, but it used to be called lordsofpain.net, but I think it's now just called Wrestling Headlines or
Yeah.
whatever. And that actually made one of the headlines. And supposedly they were told that the barricade was going to be latched.
Yeah.
So they were planning. They were gonna, they weren't expecting what happened after. Supposedly, Jay White was very apologetic to JR behind the scenes and shit. I mean, because you got to think JR at that time's in his 60s and stuff at
Yeah.
the time. I mean, he's not a spring chicken. He ain't
No,
gonna
no.
recover
God,
and
no.
stuff. But it is good to still see JR still commentating and shit like that. With AEW and whatnot. But hell, he's probably going to go till he's in his 90s. I mean, shit.
Fuck, I don't see him giving that up anytime soon.
No,
I don't.
No, it's something he's very passionate about. Hell, he's
Yeah.
been passionate since he broke into the business, I think back in the 70s or
Yeah.
something. We're speaking to JR. So, did you ever watch the Brawl for All?
Parts, pieces.
Okay. Opinions on it?
I didn't really get to see a whole lot. I got to see like maybe 10, 20 seconds of it
Okay.
here and there, but I never
Okay.
really got to sit down and actually watch it.
I got you. The little bit that you did you watch Dr. Death get knocked out by Bart Gunn?
I did. I remember that one.
Do you
Like, was that a legit thing or was that at work?
legit? Supposedly that was a brainchild of Vince Russo.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I won't spoil all of it, but you ever watch Dark Side of the Ring?
Yeah.
There is an episode on it. I think it's season 2, episode 4, and hell, even Butterbean makes an appearance on it because he was brought in to knock out Bart Gunn
Yeah.
at WrestleMania 15. But okay, well, basically, Bart Gunn was, saying he was going to knock out Dr. Death and stuff. He got heckled about it. He kept saying that was JR's boy.
Yeah.
JR's boy. And I didn't quite understand the concept, whenever Ross would make the reference when Russo tried to make him a bad guy commentator and stuff, and he would smack Bart Gunn or kick Michael Cole and the fellas and stuff and all that. But,
Kick Michael Cole and the fellas.
he should have kicked him a little harder.
No, I mean.
No, Mr. Cole, if you ever happen to listen to this, no disrespect, you've done a lot for the business, so.
I like JR more.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like,
hey, we all have our preferences. Do you have an ideal? Well, okay, let's say there wasn't JR and King. Who would be like your ideal commentary team?
oh. Like for pure comedy?
Anything.
I mean, probably Chris Jericho and CM Punk. Like, let them, don't give them no script. Let them just talk about and call the match how they fucking want to.
Fuck, man. Could you imagine?
I would enjoy that so much.
Oh, damn, dude. Damn, that's pure gold right there. I had said this to a guy who said he was an independent wrestler. Then I called him on his bullshit, which I'll tell you about that here in a little bit. I had said Mauro Ranallo, Joey Styles,
Yeah.
and I throw JR in there. We'll have a trio. I think out of all the commentators, those are the top 3.
Yeah. I mean, I can agree with that.
Fuck, I don't really follow much on Morrow, but do you ever hear what he's up to anymore?
I see him in NXT and I see him on Raw, then he just disappeared. I'm not sure if I read where he went to a different company or something like that, but
Yeah.
that's the last thing I really heard about him.
Well, see, before JR was doing the voiceover for New Japan, Morrow was doing it for New Japan and stuff
Yeah.
and all that, and just my God, the energy that man brought, it was like, wow,
Yeah.
this has been missing for a while.
Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Shit. Do you watch the current WWE product?
And I watch highlights. Does that count?
That I'm good with that too, because that's about all I do anymore is watch highlights. So
Yeah, because I'm not gonna get Netflix, pay for that, then have to pay for this to watch the pay-per-views and shit. I'll just catch highlights.
So I watched two PLEs last year. I watched Elimination Chamber, and then I watched night one of WrestleMania. There, I hate to say this, uh, uh, there were some matches on night one I was really impressed with. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair,
Yeah.
and Jacob Fatu and LA Knight. And I'm not gonna lie, El Grande Americano, just for pure comedy and stuff and all that.
I give it that. I'm good with
But
that.
but I was really hoping that the Punk Rollins and Reigns match would have really delivered. I mean, now the shock value was there with Heyman.
Yeah. But I mean, think about it. He fucked over Punk. He's fucked over Roman. So I mean, it, that's like a recurrent storyline for him anymore.
Since I've mentioned about Heyman, what are your thoughts on Paulie?
Oh, I love Paul Heyman. I love his shit. I love the fact that he speaks the truth out there like CM Punk. See, and that's what I like. If you go out there and you're reading a script, fuck off. Go out there and speak your shit. Make it more real. That's what I like about him. He don't care to tell you how it is. He don't care to just give it to you. All salt, no sugar.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like, he's real. I love that. But him back in ECW days was so fucking savage. I
Mm-hmm.
wish he'd bring that back.
Man, when they brought ECW back with WWE, back in what was it? Well, they did the one night stand pay per views. They did a couple of them, and then it was '06. I think they were bringing ECW back. Do you think it had the potential?
God, no. Oh, God, no. I mean, yeah, you might have some stars that could be like ECW guys, but yeah, no. That was a flop fest from the start.
And I think Heyman saw the writing on the wall too and stuff. Did you watch that December to Dismember pay per view they had in '06? They had that Extreme Elimination Chamber match. Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the pay per view, but wasn't it like pretty short?
yeah,
Very
it
short
was.
pay per view.
It was.
Didn't Heyman quit the company right after?
I believe so, yeah.
Did you watch that promo that he delivered before that main event? Because
That I did not.
okay, supposedly he had cut a promo saying even when I'm long gone, ECW will live forever, and then apparently he quit the company after. So allegedly, I don't know if there's any truth to that.
I mean, I can believe it, though. I mean, almost every time he's out there, or anytime ECW guy's out there, they chant ECW over that certain guy. You know what I mean?
I think the thing is when you work for Vince, and if you've been a promoter from a other, what other promotion and all that, there's no complete control,
Yeah.
and that's the thing that sucks because Paulie wanted to push Punk even back then,
Yeah.
but Vince went with Bobby Lashley instead. And I'm not taking anything away from Lashley. I mean, because he's had a very successful wrestling career and stuff, and the man's a fucking beast.
Yeah, but he drops the ball a lot. That's all I can. He just drops the ball a lot. Like, yeah, he's got the look, he's got the athleticism, he's got all this that he needs. It's just he's not ready for that big light. I don't think. I mean, respect to him. He got there faster than I did, but I just don't think he's one of those like WWE or AEW guys. If that makes sense.
Oh no, absolutely. Which which he's in AEW now though. I thought it was cool when he came back. I guess it was in 2018 or maybe it was 2019 and stuff. One thing I've noticed with these guys is when they go to Vince and they have a short career, they go elsewhere to like TNA or Japan or something, make
Yeah.
a name for themselves, and Vince will eventually bring them back. He's had successes with that, and then he's had some flops.
Yeah.
Case in point, Matt Bloom, who we all know is A Train, Albert, Lord Tensai, he went and made a name for himself in Japan as Giant Bernard, came back, and oh God. Oh, Vince, you dropped the ball on that big time, buddy.
Yeah.
Because Tensai could have been your big monster heel,
He could have. He really could have.
Um,
The sad thing is it bad? I really don't remember much of his solo gimmicks. I remember him when he was with Test.
TNA,
Yeah.
because Trish was managing them at the time.
Yeah.
Mm,
Like,
Trish,
I that's the only time I really followed him and heard about him
yeah.
and seen him. Other than that,
Well, he was another one of them big guys that could move and stuff and all
Yeah.
that, But no, he wasn't busting out shooting star presses and and 450s and all that. But the guy could move for a big guy, but no, that was just Vince. And you'll agree with me on this. Always had this infatuation with the big guys.
Yeah.
Always had
Yeah.
this infatuation. And I mean, there's a fucking encyclopedia of names we could go through and stuff, but he'd be one of them that he definitely dropped the ball with. So, I'm trying to think here. Sorry, like I said, I probably ought to start typing out questions, but I don't want to be like Rob Feinstein, and have a shit ton of questions and stuff, and then they not even be valid. Or, well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Let me retract that. I don't want to ask questions and then start interrupting people and stuff and all that. So,
Oh no. I like this free flow.
it works better that way, I think.
I do
Just
too.
shoot the shit, man. I know we had talked off the record about doing a part 2, so I think we may, if you're okay with this, we may go ahead and conclude this, and then we'll definitely have a Nick Willis part 2 if you're cool with that.
Sign me up. Let's get it.
All right. Well, before we go, folks, again, the next NAW wrestling event will be December 13th, Winter Warfare. And my guest is actually going to be in a tag team match with Justin Style. They are going to be challenging the Elite Brotherhood of Coy Daniels and JC Flash
Douchebags.
for the NAW Tag Team Championship. And I guarantee it's going to be a great match. Best of luck to you and Mr. Styles, but also best of luck to the Elite Brotherhood as well. I do want to be impartial here.
I understand.
But again, folks, doors will open at 6 p.m. Show will start at 7. Ticket prices will be free for anybody ages 0 to 5. $5 for anyone ages 6 to 12, and $8 for anybody ages 13 and up. And again, this is a family-friendly promotion. Concessions will be available. And I meant to say this at the start. Folks, those barricades are up for a reason. It don't matter how bad you hate one of the wrestlers. Do not put your hands on the wrestlers. Do not attempt to cross the barricades, because you cross the barricades, you are in their domain, and it is free. It is free, not free for all. It's fair game at that point.
Yeah, that protection.
Absolutely protects the wrestlers, but also protects you all as well. And God forbid somebody have to get carted out in handcuffs by the sheriff's office or the state police and stuff and all that. So we definitely don't want that. But anyways, Mr. Willis, thank you again for your time. It's been an absolute honor and a pleasure. I've gotten a chance to get to know a little bit more about you. So again, thank you for being on Grizzly's Cave, and look forward to future episodes with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, folks. Well, this is Grizzly Andrew signing off, saying take care and God bless.